Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update, early morning edition. Hopefully everybody is doing absolutely fantastic wherever they happen to be in the world and however they happen to be watching the show today. Today is Tuesday, January 16th, 2024, foul year of our Lord, and we are here with the latest in the cryptocurrency markets updates. Today, we're going to be focusing overall, starting off, taking a look at where the markets are going. And then we're going to switch over. I've got a couple of things that I want to share with you guys today. In my general looks, we do seem to be having an announcement from the Rabby wallet. They're going to be doing a snapshot and a potential airdrop. We've got a little bit more on the Bitcoin ETFs. We've got rate cuts coming up per analysts at Goldman Sachs looking in the US this year. Of course, we have the latest in the election campaign in 2024. Growing excitement for the upcoming Manta airdrop and token launch. And like I said, a little bit more spot Bitcoin ETF news. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, sarcastic remarks, feel free to drop them in the chat as we progress through this morning live stream and as we break this all down. All right, let's get right into the charts and we shall waste no time. All right, everything looking kind of decent. Let's get the morning charts up. Of course, we want to just quickly start off. Of course, we kind of did our more in-depth analysis yesterday, but we will, of course, start off with our big macro picture of BTC. As I said yesterday, we really just have not gotten any decisive movement out of BTC. We do have the beginnings of everything. So we have several daily reversal systems. They are starting to warn that the market might be topped out. Those started flashing through on our trading strategies in about mid-December, and we've now received an additional one. So as I said, a total of 3 reversal signals that are coming in, predicting that the market could move as low as 36. But in general, as I talked about, if we're going to move as low as 36, it's much more likely to just have that 4-year cycle thesis pullback and really consolidate around the $30,000 to $33,000, which would be a pullback to the weekly 55 exponential moving average, and would be very well in line with what we've seen in previous Bitcoin cycles, as well as how Bitcoin plays out following catalysts. So obviously we are in the middle of the buy the rumor, sell the news event with regards to the Bitcoin ETF catalyst. And previously, every time Bitcoin gets a big new product catalyst news event like this, the market moves down. The launch of Bitcoin futures on the CME marked the top of the 2017 the top of the 2017 bull market. The announcement of the Bitcoin futures on ETFs marked the local top in 2021. The listing of Coinbase going public marked the top in earlier of 2021 as well. So again, we've got good historical precedent for Bitcoin putting in some pretty big declines following post news events. Of course, we do want to be aware, since there is so much excitement. As I said yesterday, I think it's going to take quite a long time for this magical liquidity that individuals believe is going to flow from pension funds and money market funds and sovereign wealth funds into Bitcoin. It's going to take a long time for that to happen, maybe even, on the year scale. So I'm not really of the opinion that the most likely outcome right now is this mad dash of liquidity bursting into the ETFs. Volume has been relatively dismal, actually. But that risk always exists, some convexivity to the upsides, a la a short squeeze, if you guys know what I'm saying. So again, we could see something like that now that BlackRock's put their stamp of approval on it, now that the liquidity is there potentially. We could see, again, more aggressive bids in the spot market, but we're not seeing that so far. What I'm seeing is relatively low volume. So technically, we just have this consolidation phase. We did put in this big run up to 49,000, on the launch of the trading day, the ETS on Thursday. But overall price action has been relatively disappointment. Again, yesterday was a nice up day, relatively non-committal update in the markets, and we'll get to that here in just a second. But here on the weekly, again, we do of course have a nice bullish trend. If we pull open our technical indicators again, TSI still confirming the long trend, but we are starting to get that early warning sign of our leading line curling back here towards our signal line. So just an indication to be wary. As you guys know, TSI is not really a momentum oscillator, so it's not really its distance away from its signal line, nor is it a threshold indicator. So there's no overbought or oversold on the TSI. But paying attention to its angle and slope as it starts to curve back towards our signal line here is important. Obviously, on balance, volume starting to show some divergence here. We're just kind of scaling out, not making any forward progress, and of course, crossing back underneath the signal line with our leading line here on the OBV indicating a potential divergence in volume. And of course, RSI, we did reach overbought. We're overbought for quite a while in the last legs of that pump, but RSI has now reversed and traded underneath not only the leading line, but also underneath the threshold of overbought territory. This is a market reset and typically indicates a good opportunity for a pullback. But so far, the market is just moving sideways. We haven't gotten that resolution breakdown. That breakdown, I'd be looking for an initial target of 37.3. Of course, just down here to the 21 weekly EMA. And then, of course, down here to the 55 EMA is where kind of my ultimate downside target is here. But here's the thing, guys. Even though we say that, and we say that in the light of day, and we say that with the best intentions and with the best analysis, the reality is that once you get into a trend, it does become very difficult to determine where that trend is going to end because in the moment, liquidity is very irrational. So if we do end up trading down, if we do end up entering into a slump here in the first quarter, and we do trade down to 32, well, there's no reason we can't go lower to 28. There's no reason we can't go lower to 23. There's no reason we can't go lower to 20. You know, once people get scared and start selling, it can become quite a flush out. But we do have a lot of leverage longs. Of course, we have all the liquidity of individuals that enter just to speculate on the Bitcoin ETF decision. Those individuals are now looking to exit the market. And I don't think there's sufficient buy-side liquidity to keep prices propped up here unless we get a big announcement from a sovereign wealth fund or a pension fund that they're buying. Then we'll have an upside catalyst. We'll have convexivity to the upside, big short squeeze, and then maybe prices will move down following that. But so far, that hasn't happened, right? But so far, as of today, Bitcoin holding on pretty decently here in our weekly range. No big moves up or down. Daily time frame, as we zoom down, we, of course, did get that pullback to the 55 exponential moving average. And as I said yesterday on the stream, you know, if you're bullish, if your fundamental bias coming out of this is you do think that there's more upside, this was a beautiful, and I said this yesterday on stream, this is a very beautiful, classic, technical, just pullback buy. We've got an uptrend. Prices consistently pulled back to the 21 exponential moving average, and every single time it's done that on the daily time frame, it's been a screaming buy. Now we get a pull back to the 55 exponential moving average. I mean, you have to bid this up if you want to be aggressive and you want to trade. So this is exactly what I did. I did take the long as well. Let's see if we've actually gotten any. Let me just refresh my copy trade account. We'll take a look at that. I did, of course, as I said yesterday, take the intraday trade on BTC. We'll see how well that's been to me. We do have a little bit of confluence down here. Remember, as I said, that weekly 21 exponential moving average coming in around 36,000. We do have the daily 200 simple moving average coming in at 35,000. So nice. I mean, about $1,000 off, but again, just good. Just good there. Oh, we're still in the our BTC USDT long. All right, so yeah, we've got our TP up here at 43,712. What's been going on here? Of course, we have now been able to make a slightly higher high. That's a little bit worrying because it could be a topping factor. But again, I'm just going to go ahead and continue to bank on the slight uptrend. Maybe we can get up here to the daily 21, and that'll hit my intraday targets just well. Took that position yesterday, still holding today. All right, let's get down to the hourly. What do we got for the day traders going on today? Again, not too much. All right, but I think we are going to be having a move coming up. And look at this volume coming into the market actually over the last 3 hours of our early morning Tuesday trading day. So potentially we could have finally now some moves. We've been consolidating. So following this pretty high volatility movement down, breaking down below the hourly 200 simple moving average. Look at our medium term moving averages here, our 21 and our 55, fanning down, spreading out, indicating the volatility of the trend. But now they have fanned back together. We have them all smoothing and leveling out, keeping pace with price. This indicates consolidation. So, so reversal strategies, reversion to the mean strategies have been good here. But I bet as we load up our intraday indicator system here, we're probably going to be seeing, looking at BBWP, we do have volatility dying down quite a bit. Here on the hourly, we're not really there close to the low volatility warning signal. We're not really going to see that here on the hourly. But again, that's also not too concerning. You guys can just see, I mean, if you guys have any experience in the markets, you know, low volatility leads to high volatility, right? If you compress a spring, if you compress a market range for a long enough time, it's going to expand and we're going to have a breakout one way or the other. And, you know, looking at how the market is performing today, it does kind of look like it wants to take that break to the upside. We had this high volatility, sell down, high volume into a hammer candle here on the hourly, and immediate rebound and higher high for the range. So this actually looks pretty positive. I think we can get continued upside here. This is good volume coming in. This is exactly what I want to see, taking out long leverage. And now we can actually slide up. I would say first target today would just be the hourly 200 SMA, 43,716. Yeah, pretty simple. Pretty simple. Now, obviously, if intraday we end up like taking out what we got going on here, start trading down here below the 42.4, then that does start to look like a reversal, like a breakdown out of this range. But other than that, this is actually looking pretty healthy. I don't know what the squiggly line's doing here. Let's just go ahead and delete that. Don't need any additional squigglies. No additional squigglies. All right, so that's looking pretty good. Let's check in with CoinGecko. What are our big movers for today? Let's see here. Yeah, all right. So what do we got? All right, so overall, what's winning on the weekly? Of course, Blur's doing very well, up 55% on the week. Sui, everybody's talking about Sui, 53.9%, and a lot of TVL on that chain. So I would not sleep on Sui, guys. You know, move some funds over there. Look at what some look at some dexes over there. Opportunities. Chili's and Ethereum Classic doing well. Interestingly enough, on Ethereum Classic, our bottom feeder bot just fired a long signal on Ethereum Classic yesterday. That is an automated strategy that's available to all of our subscribers in the premium trading group. So congratulations to those individuals. Again, just up 2.5% on the day. So a little bit more to go. Probably hit that take profit target, but not too bad. Clayton up 30% almost. Tezos doing well. And then Arbitrum, one of my top holds in favorite coins, 24.5% to the upside. Celestia still going strong. Didex, Helium. Of course, we did have Crypto Bull 21, the man, the myth, the legend, talking about Helium in our members lounge private chat earlier as well. Let's see here. Yeah, Conflux, Uniswap. Oh, again, all just relatively good. Not bad. What are our big losers for this week? STX, unfortunately, another big hold of mine. Another very much long-term position of mine. Bitcoin. Yeah. Bitcoin SV, BitGet, Injective, down 4%. Again, overall, very good. Look at these negatives. Like, things are overall not bad. You know, we're actually, you know, even though the last few days have been a little brutal, today, you know, just really not so bad, honestly, when you really look at things in the sober light of day. When you look at the numbers, you know, honestly, things aren't too bad. All right, breaking news for this morning. We've got a little bit of stuff for you guys. Let's actually flip on over to the big chart and take a look at this stuff together. The first thing is going to be this thread from James Lavish talking about just a little bit more information post Bitcoin ETF. I found this thread informative. So we'll just go through this together. Of course, there was massive hype and fanfare leading up to the Bitcoin Spot ETF launch, yet the launch didn't quite live up to expectations. There hasn't been a tsunami of capital inflow, and there was no God candle. So was the Bitcoin ETF a failure? All right. So first things first, how are these new spot-based Bitcoin ETFs different from the other Bitcoin ETFs, which we have had? As I said, they launched in October of 2021. The Bitcoin futures-based ETFs, those have been live in the United States for a while. Those have been trading for years, but that is different. So the new Bitcoin ETFs are spot-based, and they must own actual Bitcoin to match their net asset value. So the net asset value is the valuation of the portfolio based on everything that is in the portfolio. In this case, for these ETFs, their portfolio would just be physical Bitcoin. So this makes them far more attractive than futures-based ETFs, which is just paper Bitcoin. Those companies don't actually hold any physical BTC. For investment advisors and institutions who cannot buy actual Bitcoin for their clients or portfolio. So again, owning a share of the futures-based ETF does give you exposure to the price performance of Bitcoin, but it does not give you actual access to physical ownership, right? So there are many institutional funds, clients, investors who want to have this exposure to Bitcoin and want to have a more direct exposure by having that spot exposure. But that is not an option with the previous ETFs. That was a futures base. It was just paper BTC. No real BTC was being held. And whenever you have a situation where it's just paper, like the paper futures for gold and silver, you open up this arena where prices can now be heavily manipulated because there's no underlying asset to account for. With Bitcoin, for example, one idea this was a very interesting idea that I want to kind of talk about for just a second. This was floated in one of in our last mentoring session last Wednesday. This is where all the members of the premium group, we all get together and we talk about what's most important in the markets and the best way to make money this upcoming week. And one of our longtime members, Alex, he had floated this idea, this kind of concern that, well, now that we have these Bitcoin ETFs, are we concerned that we are moving farther and farther away from the ethos of Bitcoin, from the fundamentals of Bitcoin, from the idea of being your own bank, from the idea of owning your own money, from the idea of being free and sovereign from other levels of control, from other institutions of control. And, you know, this idea of monopolizing the physical supply of Bitcoin. And those are very valid concerns. Obviously, the ethos of Bitcoin is very important to me. The ethos of decentralization is at the core of everything that we do here. I'm not overly concerned, as I said, about that, because if we just look at the numbers, for example, when, you know, kind of the last minute back and forths between all the ETF applicants, mostly BlackRock, of course, who really pulled it through and carried for the entire team here in the United States, what the kind of disagreements between the SEC and the concern was, of course, this kind of shared surveillance system and who was going to be the counterparty. And all of these applicants had listed Coinbase as the counterparty, but Coinbase in reality only has like 2% market share, right? Because they are absolutely negligible in the cryptocurrency derivatives markets. They don't really have any presence in cryptocurrency derivatives, and the cryptocurrency derivatives markets is 3 times larger than the spot markets, okay? And they only have 8% exposure or 8% market share of the spot markets in general, right? So again, when you combine the derivatives markets with options and futures, they only have about 2% market share. And that is not a large enough party to be the counterparty for all the ETFs in the United States. So that is not a thing. Okay. So, sorry. So, you know, again, okay. So as such, there's a huge amount of capital. Sorry, getting back to this thread. Oh, sorry. Let me finish my point there. But how that relates to these institutions somehow attempting to monopolize the share, or, you know, the monopolize the supply of physical Bitcoin, is the fact that now that these institutions these ETFs, now that these ETFs are legally required to hold spot Bitcoin in proportion to the net asset value of their portfolio, then we are going to be able to track that BTC on chain. We'll be able to see exactly where it is, and we'll be able to see movements and manipulations. So we are going to be requiring, it's funny because we are adding a layer of regulation, you might say, onto these ETFs, who are of course going to be regulated by the legal system, the financial system. But on top of that, we are now regulating these ETFs in a way, because we have access to see all the comings and goings of the BTC, right? We have on chain. So like we are applying our own analytics and control on top of what they have. So this is really cool, honestly. You know, very interesting. All right, let's see here. So as such, there's a huge amount of capital that's been waiting on the sidelines for this development, and they will use these new Bitcoin ETFs instead of the less desirable futures-based ETFs that has been available. Because of this, many people expect a surge of capital inflows into Bitcoin over the next coming weeks, tens of billions, maybe even hundreds of billions. One of the best ways to judge the validity of this thesis is to look at the actual trading of the ETFs themselves on the first day of existence. Just how much demand was there? Let's talk facts, not speculation. Let's see here. We're looking at some insights. Let's look at the total volume in the first 2 days. The total trading volume for the 10 ETFs that launched this week was $7.85 billion. IBIT, FBTC, BitB, ARCB, EasyBC, BitCo, Burr, Valkyrie, VanEck, HODL, Wisdom Trees, BTCW, and of course Grayscale's GBTC. I feel like this is as good a place as any to just point out that GBTC. Hey, Eth1, yes, we can take a look at Solana here in just a little bit. By the way, shout out to Mr. Hut QC, Tyler Dukacek. Thank you so much, my friend, for hopping on the stream today and joining us this morning. This is also a good time to point out this. I posted this to our premium members yesterday in my market update, that this is that we are expecting downside price pressure, ironically, because a large of course we had a lot of GBTC holders, and now that GBTC is now one of the least attractive investment avenues for getting access to exposure to Bitcoin. The reason why is because, unlike any of these others, really, I do believe, I'm pretty sure, but I know for a fact that GBTC charges, it's not high industry-wise, but these other ETFs are charging a 0% management fee, and Grayscale is charging a 2 or 2.5% annual management fee. And on top of that, they were charging that on a portfolio that trades at 50% discount to its net asset value. So great. So GBTC holders have been being overcharged for years. So expect them to at least some of the wiser individuals to slowly rotate out into other positions here. But we do have to make, I think he means, a small adjustment here to get closer to the actual demand volume. And so we're just going to subtract GBTC's volume from the total. And so the total volume we will assume is actual new interest. So again, yeah, so GBTC's total volume was 4,173. So that's about 4 billion. So if we, so just subtract 7.8 billion, we get 3.6 billion. So the total volume we will assume is actual new interest was, okay, apparently I can't do, 2.3 billion on day one, 1.3 billion on day two, for a total of $3.6 billion in the first 2 days of trading. All right. For all the ETFs minus GBTC. All right. That's pretty big. Not shown in the schedule above. ByBit traded 37 million shares on day one and 23 million on day two. FBDC traded 17 million and 11 million. So that's 90 million shares between those two ETFs in 2 days. And those aren't penny stocks. ByBit's trading at 25 and FBDC at 38. Let's see here. Okay, so as Eric pointed out in a tweet, by all metrics, volume, number of trades, flows, media coverage, it was a smashing success historical. All right. Okay, so volume and attention was there, but what about actual investment? Is there more capital in the Bitcoin ecosystem as a result of the ETFs yet? Let's look at asset flows. Okay, so we saw, if we subtract GBTC, we see $625 million entering Bitcoin ETFs on day one and 193. So that's almost $1 billion, $819 million of new capital into the Bitcoin ETFs in the first 2 days. Solid, but disappointing. We were looking for multiple billions of dollars. All right. All right. He goes on to talk about one of the reasons why we didn't have all that volume is because of just the actual market mechanics, the market makers, the friction. Let's see here. But he says this is not really the case. They just had a penny or two in their spread, so no big spread or anything like that. All right, he goes on to explain that ETFs have both market makers, authorized participants, and actual investors. Small bid-ask spreads mean that the market makers were extremely comfortable with the ability to manage the liquidity inflow and outflow, allowing them to keep spreads tight, meaning that it wasn't super expensive to market enter into a position or market out of a position. Yeah, and then he goes on to kind of underscore the fact that so looking further, we also see that the NAVs of each of these ETFs ended the second day extremely efficiently when compared to the underlying amount of Bitcoin they represent. What he means here is that the buyers of these ETFs, the people who came in and bought shares of the ETF, are now sitting on an asset that accurately represents the amount of Bitcoin it is supposed to, rather than trading at a large premium or discount to the underlying Bitcoin price. And what he's referencing there is, of course, GBTC, which is traded at a 50% discount to its NAV for a very, very long time. Okay. Close the GBTC window. GBTC sucks. Yep. Yeah, long story short, and in essence, many of the original holders of this GBTC trust have been shitting on shares that were priced at a discount on the New York Stock Exchange for years. They were locked into ownership with the original issuance of the shares. And so they've been waiting for this GBTC conversion to a spot ETF to sell their shares for full value. As a result, most of the volume in GBTC this week was selling, not buying. This is exactly what I referenced earlier, where we're going to have all these individuals that were sitting in GBTC and getting overcharged for a long time with these annual management fees rotating out and moving into a more attractive investment vehicle for their Bitcoin holdings. Okay. And I think the ultimate point is that he's taken away here is that, yes, we had good success with the ETFs, but that a lot of this volume was just this conversion of GBTC into more attractive investment vehicles. All right. That would be my takeaway from this. Let me know if you guys disagree. Let me know if you guys, get a different takeaway. We'll try to burn through the rest relatively fast here. That one was kind of a slog. I didn't expect it. If you guys are not aware yet, we do have a big chain dropping next week. I do believe I'm correct on that. I'm pretty sure it's next week. Let's go. Just give me a second here. I thought I had all the stuff pulled up, but I guess I don't. Excuse me. Yeah. So Alex was kind enough, senior analyst Alexander Pearson was kind enough to drop this nugget on my desk. Really wanted this thread, but that's not quite right. Okay. Yeah, so Manta is kind of blowing up. All right. So Manta is a layer 2. Well, okay. It is. Make sure I get this right. It's a dual ecosystem blockchain. It's going to be a UTXO layer 1, meaning that it will just be a modular blockchain, meaning that it will just process the UTXO set for the Polkadot chain. And it will also be a ZK Snark EVM layer 2 using the Optimism stack and Celestia. Excuse me. The OP stack and Celestia is for Polkadot, and it will be ZK Snark from Polygon Labs or ZK EVM. Uses TypeScript and Solidity. It should open them to a larger dev pool. Anyways, this, you know, people are going a little crazy about this. So they've got a big airdrop thing, and you can come in here and check out. Let me try and find that link. Yeah, here we go. I believe this is it. Let's not get scammed clicking on any sketchy Web3 links here. Go. Okay, yeah. I think we clicked on a sketchy sketchy link. Let's see here. It's gotta be here somewhere. Yeah, let's just go to their official website. Yeah, manta.network. Manta.network. You can add the Manta Pacific. You can bridge to Manta Pacific. They've got, where is the, let's see here. Let's check their medium. It's GitHub. Nope. You want, here we go. Here we go. Into the blue, the official Manta airdrop. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, airdrop.manta.network. All right. So just go, you check out Manta's website. You can get their airdrop thing right here. And when you get in here to the airdrop checker, all right, you can either connect your Polkadot wallet, or you can connect your MetaMask or whatever wallet that you want to use. You can add Manta to your MetaMask wallet. And even regardless of whether you qualify for the airdrop, you can do the things to get the NFTs, which would be another opportunity. But of course, the token launches in just a week, so I think we're gonna have an opportunity. But they now have over $845 million in TVL, and if we come over here to DeFi Llama, we actually do have quite a few protocols on Manta already. So this is another avenue, of course, that you can try to attack whenever we have something that's going to pop off on a chain. Try to find the protocols that are specific to that chain, like Pacific Swap obviously stands out to me here. Real Perp, Goku Money, again, Lendlord, any of these things that are Zendex, any Oceanos, anything that's just on the Manta chain. Because look at this explosion of TVL. If Manta is going to perform well next week, then likely so are the things on its ecosystem as well. So again, a little bit more high risk opportunity and play there. Hey, Alex. There's the man himself. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about. All right. So macro. Yeah, here we go. Macro. Let's actually zoom in here. All right, so I'm starting to hear more and more rumors, and of course, I've been saying this for a while, that 2024 was going to be a positive year. election year. We're going to have rate cuts. Inflation's under control. Obviously, I shared a lot of information and data yesterday about how potentially the reverse repo facilities could essentially be drained. And once that happens, we will actually start seeing the real effects of quantitative tightening, because bank reserves will be hit instead of the reverse repo facilities being hit, in addition to the loans that need to be paid back by banks to the Federal Reserve because they're not extending the loan program that they initiated last year when all the banks started to fail. But the thing is, do I really think that's a 2024 concern? No, I think that's a 2025, 2026 concern. Like, we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that later. Why? Because even if the reverse repo facility, even if the RRP gets completely drained, let's say by April, it's still, these things take time. Yes, banks then have to start stepping up to purchase the newly issued bonds from the federal government, because unless the Federal Reserve completely pivots by that point in time, which, by the way, the Federal Reserve could just completely pivot and not require banks to step up. They could, the Federal Reserve could end quantitative tightening this year, and begin repurchasing bonds from the Federal Reserve and beginning to regrow its balance sheet. So they've only been shrinking their balance. They've shrunk their balance sheet by like 1.3 trillion, and they can just turn back around and start increasing their balance sheet by buying bonds back or reinvesting the profits from maturing bonds. So overall, I don't think I'm really worried. Like, oh my God, like the reverse repo facility, like running out of money, I don't think is going to tank the market in 2024. But U.S. rate cuts could start in March. The European Central Bank and the Bank of England to follow later. Goldman Sachs Economics Research expects the Federal Reserve to start cutting interest rates in March, with a total of 5 rate reductions to be carried out in 2024, according to chief economist Jan Hatzius. Goldman is more cautious about rate cuts than money markets, which is very interesting, of course, because the money markets is the entire reverse repo facility thing that we were talking about yesterday. That it's the money market funds right now that are basically buying the newly issued bonds from the federal government and not banks, which is what quantitative tightening is really intended, the way we've had this sterilized form of quantitative tightening. Goldman is more cautious about rate cuts than money markets, though. Let's see here. Equal to about 6 rate cuts. The European Central Bank should follow. Blah 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 blah. All right. So again, just I think more continuing positive news. Now, Alex wasn't a big fan of this because he's been burned too many times by MetaMask saying that they're going to do an airdrop. But Rabby, the Rabby wallet, if any of you guys have been utilizing that, is hinting at an airdrop. They just posted this earlier saying, "Get ready to smile for the camera." Which is, of course, an implication that they are going to be doing a snapshot. And of course, you don't do a snapshot unless you're going to do an airdrop. So we shall see. Of course, we shall see. We shall see. All right, that's all kind of the cutting news that I've got for you guys this morning. As I said, we went over the technicals. Let's get in and let's see if we smell a trade today. All right, so far, first hourly, of course, we did have that nice volatility expansion, hitting that level of resistance that I had drawn on the chart. So far, we have not gotten the breakthrough. Of course, still angling for the breakthrough. What's the right trade today? You know, I mean, of course, I am in mind that we will have more pain. So I do want to, in general, be short. And of course, us in the group did short from here to here. But let's see here. Yeah, because the original plan was, as of yesterday anyways, was to play this kind of upside momentum and then reshort around 44. So let's just keep the game plan for BTC where we're at. And since BTC looks relatively boring, until we get a very resolute move from it, our fortunes are best going to be served over in altcoin world. Now, Ethereum, of course, here is very interesting, but I've already put on so much exposure to Ethereum. That's not really what I'm looking for today. Let's see here. Let's just pause for the cause here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just chill for a minute. All right. Check the chat. Alex, it's all right, man. I just need you to make another Smurf account and resubscribe for a second time with a second account. That'll also help us out. Alex asks, did I read Arthur Hayes's article? So I skimmed Arthur Hayes's article, and then I read the important bits that people told me to read, like specifically about the reverse repo facility. And then what I've been doing over the last week, and especially like Sunday and Monday, is then I went in and read the what I think, like the stuff that Arthur Hayes is reading, so that I could better understand this. I probably talked for about a good 20-30 minutes yesterday. Because I was reading Alfonso Pecatelio's market report on how the monetary plumbing of 2024 is going to be very critical this year. And again, he was talking about basically the fact that the way that quantitative tightening is supposed to work is that the Federal Reserve essentially stops becoming the primary purchaser of freshly issued government debt, i.e. bonds, when they issue new bonds like every other day, when they have to roll over their debt, and they have to roll over their debt and issue new bonds because they have to continue to finance operations and pay people and keep the government going. And they have to do this very frequently. So usually it's the Fed that buys those bonds, and that's how new money is created, because they print the money and they give it to the government, and that ends up in bank reserves. And when the Fed stops doing that, it's thus then banks that have to step up, and so therefore that capital, even though banks don't buy bonds with bank deposits, they use bank deposits for the issuances of new loans. Banks then have to step up and buy these newly issued bonds, which is, we assume, has this kind of negative effect on the stock market. But what has this time been, that's how things are supposed to work. But because we've had, $2.5 trillion in this reverse repo facility that the Fed set up, so that all these money market funds have been parking their money in, it's been money market funds stepping up and using the reverse repo facility to buy these newly issued bonds. So banks really haven't been touched at all. So we really haven't had this contraction of liquidity in the monetary system. We really haven't done any quantitative tightening. We really haven't reduced the money supply whatsoever. Whew. That's a lot. Okay, let's see here. Sorry. A lot of chatting here. Let's see what you guys are saying. Rate cuts will start after the bank runs begin in March. Yeah, I know. It's just a tease. Maybe they're going to be partners. Stop it. Alex81SG says he's been using Rabby for months. It is far superior to MetaMask. Excellent wallet. So, again, I know I've used the Rabby wallet. I have the Rabby wallet, but I've only ever used it on. Am I remembering right? The Rabby is for geez. Alex, what's that chain you really like? Wow. Why can I not think of the name of that network or that token? Like, I've traded it 1,000 times. The one that we made a bunch of money on and that you were really, into, and Andre Crony, and I'm sorry, I'm just completely blanking on this chain right now. Like, Phantom. Yes, thank you. Phantom. That's the one. Yes, FTM. Yeah. Rabby is Rabby is compatible with Phantom, right? I believe that Rabby was the wallet that I used for Phantom, unless I'm wrong. Rabby covers all chains that MetaMask covers and more, has a plethora of additional functionalities. Wow, why do I feel like we got Rabby's marketing team in the chat this morning? Alex, you about to drop a referral link. What's up, brother? The transaction simulation. Okay, so that's cool, so you're right. Yeah, so MetaMask. So MetaMask, I use Pocket Universe. So that's convenient. That's convenient. Having not having to use two not having to use two different applications in my Chrome. Okay. All right. So we've got a request for XRP technicals from XRP Dopamine, but we also, of course, had Eth1 first, like very quickly in the door. Oh, Mr. QC, I didn't shout you out, man. Thanks for joining, brother. Eth1 was asking for Solana, and it's not convenient that you never told us. What do you mean? All right, cool. Hold on. Let me do my due diligence here, brother. All right. So today's stream. Well, okay, hold on a second. Hold on, we'll do this right. I got you, dude. Here it is. All right. Oh, that's right. I think they're definitely. No. It's annoying. Okay. Today's stream is brought to you by Pocket Universe. Pocket Universe is one of the most convenient browser extensions that you will ever use. If you are using MetaMask, so I use Pocket Universe in conjunction with MetaMask. You can add it directly to your browser. It works with Brave Browser, which is what I use. It works with Chrome, works with Firefox. No, that's Safari because I don't use Apple. But yeah, you just install this browser extension. I believe, yeah, here's mine. Here's what my Pocket Universe looks like. And all that happens is that whenever I go to do a MetaMask transaction, Pocket Universe pops up first, and it's like, whoa, dude, this is exactly what's going to happen once you click the confirm button. You know, like you're giving approval to withdraw this or this, swap this or this. This is just a signing. So really cool. And they've added a lot to it. It's now utilizable on, I think, definitely all the EVMs and other side chains as well. So shout outs to Pocket Universe. You can get it for free. PocketUniverse.app, and I believe, I wish I knew what my referral code was, but it's like Cracking Crypto or something like that. Whatever. I'm terrible at promotions. But there's the shameless plug. But apparently you can just use Rabby and get all that for free and built in. All right, moving on. Magic and Blur. I can't control it. All right, we're gonna start off with Solana. Solana USDT, starting off on the weekly. As you guys know, Solana is a big hold of mine. I think Solana is going to perform very, very well in 2024. We're already off to a great start. So you just, you know, for real, guys, moon bags are loaded. Like, let's go. On the weekly time frame, TSI has had us pretty much long on Solana since January of 23. So, you know, we've basically been long on Solana for a year. And I think we're going to continue to be long on Solana. So overall, very good price performance. Of course, we've just run into kind of our first big round of selling. This is the first pullback. This would be an aggressive pullback. So, you know, weekly time frame horizon here. If you think that, if we're going to just continue, if you don't think there's going to be a big market-wide pullback, this is a decent aggressive pullback zone. Again, just, you know, like when you have a very bullish uptrend, you aggressively buy pullbacks. In this particular situation, if I were just looking for trades, I'm not so much into Solana here. I would actually be looking for another leg down, potentially all the way down here to 68.43. Run into our 21 exponential moving average here on the weekly. I wouldn't really want to see prices as low as 46.74. If we're going down to 46.74, then Bitcoin's probably going to like 20,000, which again is fine. We can have a pullback that extreme prior to the kickoff of a bull market because this is just still pre-bull market rally, guys. Still pre-bull market rally. And there almost always is that big pullback before the continuation of the bull market. You know, RSI reset here, OBV, a little bit of OBV divergence here. And again, TSI, although confirming the long, is starting to pull back here a little bit. You know, so I'd be neutral here on Solana. I'm continuing to hold my bags. If you're holding Solana for the swing, then you don't need to do anything here. You know, all this like, oh, I'm going to exit and buy back cheaper. Like that stuff doesn't work. That stuff doesn't work. You're not going to make money doing that stuff. It's just, you know, you're just not. So just hold your bags. If I were looking to purchase Solana here, yeah, I mean, you got a little bit of a discount, but if you're purchasing Solana here, you're probably gonna have the opportunity to purchase here and maybe even purchase it here. So Just for trade wise, I would like to see a little bit more momentum. You know, after 2 weeks of selling, again, good aggressive pullback opportunity. But if you're a little bit more on the fence or a little bit more non-committal here on the weekly time frame, I would just chill. So nothing to do on the weekly. On the daily, again, we kind of have that nice confirmation of that aggressive pullback. So potentially a trade here. Why? Because we have 3 drives to the downside here on the daily. So we have 1, 2, 3 drives. We've got very nice support here at about $87, holding the daily 55 exponential moving average. And again, while we still have our moving averages very much fanned out, you know, you just take pullback opportunities, right? So, you know, on the weekly, do I think this is a fantastic trade at the moment? No. Something a little shorter, though, something on the daily, something that we might hold for a week or 3 to 4 days. I could see that here. All right. I could see that here because, again, we've got 1, 2, 3 drives, pretty nice classic buy-in pattern. And then we'd be looking for basically price to come up here and confirm a lower high before actually making a lower low. That's pretty classic pattern that we would see here potentially from Solana. So again, giving us something of a target, I would say maybe like 110. And then next downside target would probably be support down here at $68. Yeah, TSI has already given us the warning here on the daily, having us out here. We can see, yep, OBV has been confirming this sell-off. RSI has been confirming the sell-off. But, you know, current price action is kind of interesting. We're crossing back above. We do have a higher low here, Pico higher low. And, you know, challenging back up above the 21 exponential moving average while our RSI looks to cross above the leading line here. TSI still quite a bit of ways away from confirming that long, but overall not too bad. Breaking down the hourly, what do we got going on today? Do we got anything exciting today? Here we can see those 3 drives a little bit more in action. 1, 2, 3. Again, higher low, consolidation here. Again, we've got to cut this medium term downwards trend line. All right. So, you know, again, we could have a nice breakout today. We got this local day high of 98.28. And that's pretty darn close to this descending trend line. So again, if we can get a little bit more upside momentum here, you know, or you could, you know, kind of angle for the breakout or buy the next higher low or whatever you want to do. But again, I'd be looking for like that 100. And if we do hit that pop, then we could move up to maybe 105, 110. That would be my thoughts. Probably not in one single day again, but over 3 days if we can shift this trend. Okay. And the reason why, like normally, yes, guys, like looking at this chart, we got, you know, lower high. Like, yes, typically I would be looking for the short, right? Like, you know, yes, of course, like wait for prices to come up here and then short it back low. But the reason why that's not really on my mind today is because we come out here on the daily and we can see this, again, this 3 drives pattern and this strong support that we pointed out at like $86, $87. So I don't want to short into that. It looks like we're at support. I don't want to short into that. And again, I don't think we're at like long-term support. I think that we will have lower prices here in Solana, but certainly for the next week, I think this is pretty strong support unless we just get a total sell-off and BTC and the market starts completely tanking. What is this, a rally for ants? Get on bacon chain, y'all. Might not be bullish, but it is tasty. Hey, man, I like my dividends and gristles. All right, Solana. Then we had a request for XRP. Okay, let's just hide our drawings here for a little bit. I mean, XRP on the weekly is pretty healthy, man. All right. Again, this is starting to look pretty similar to when we had this big run up in XRP's price and we got all the way up to $2. Again, you can just see this nice, strong, steady support, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Let's fucking go, boys. All right. I mean, yeah. Just higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. Like, you know, you got to pay to get a chart this nice, right? I think we're in a good opportunity to buy, right? We've got this nice pullback to the 55. You could be a little bit more conservative here. Again, we'll get rid of these. You could be, of course, a little bit more conservative here. What's been the good? See, XRP's been pulling back much more than other assets, so it's been nice, more in slow and steady growth. So XRP right now trading in between the weekly 55 and the weekly 21, when really we can see that XRP does have more of a tendency to pull all the way back here to this 200 SMA. So potentially a more attractive zone to be purchasing XRP on this next go around would be 49 to 54 cents rather than the 57 that we're at. Probably a little early here for buying XRP. Daily close above that weekly 21 exponential moving average and maybe, but I'd just be a little bit more patient, see if we can get XRP to pull back down here and give us a little bit better price. That also gives us a little bit better risk management, because if then price trades and closes below the 200, well, we need to reset for a little bit, and we're likely going to be in for a little bit more of a pullback market wide. But I think XRP is really good. It's been growing amazingly well. XRP has been a great weekly swing trade when you just catch these dips. And I think we've got a little bit more to dip here on XRP on the weekly. Daily time frame, again, you know, you can see here that on the daily, yes, we have that same pullback to the daily 200 SMA, but again, we also have these more long periods of consolidation underneath. So again, nice growth. Again, maybe I'm being a little bit too conservative here, wanting to wait a little bit more. But especially kind of with this big sell-off candle, but I'm not scared by that. Yeah, I still want to see a little bit lower price before I bid up XRP again. Hourly, anything interesting today? No, not really. I mean, this looks relatively bearish to me. I'd be bearish on XRP intraday. Yeah, I'd be bearish on XRP intraday. This doesn't look very, very bullish to me. I mean, maybe we get a little bit of up thrust here. It looks like there was an attempt to push down that we didn't succeed on, but I'm bearish below 58 cents on XRP today intraday. All right. I do see yes to crypto asking for STX, and I want to get to that. I do believe. Hold on a second. Email. Here we go. I do believe, Alex, isn't that what you wanted? Isn't there? You said Magic and Blur, right? Yeah. Check out Magic and Blur. Okay. Magic has actually been on my watch list, but we'll look at it on Binance and see what we got going on here. Yeah, I mean, Magic just doing really good, you know, like strong uptrend. Yeah, strong uptrend, no significant pullbacks yet. Next thing, no big sell-offs. Like, so Magic's doing really, really well. Up 172% and looking strong. Weekly looks very strong on Magic. Not much else to say. I mean, honestly, on this weekly chart. Daily, again, nice strong uptrend, right? We're trading strongly above the 200 daily SMA. 21 EMA, 55 EMA, all above it. Things are good. Price is trading above the 55 EMA. This looks a little like this. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here. So yeah, we do have some, I mean, we're in the resistance zone here, right? But we are making a higher close than so far than we have before. You know, again, let's just kind of see what happens. Usually when I see a chart like this on the daily, I kind of want to short it and just counter trade. But let's see if we can close up here, then we're probably good. If we can close up here, we're probably good. Maybe for some continuation. I don't recommend taking, well, then again, we do have this higher low is pretty interesting. One to watch. One to watch. Yeah, I'd say if we close up here, we could get continuation. On the hourly, yeah, this actually looks pretty strong. Big sell though, but like just charging right back. We have no big sell-off yet. No big sell-off yet on Magic. So this is pretty neat. Pretty interesting. Again, just bullish. We got to hold $1.20. All right. $1.20 on pullbacks is fine, but below that, you know, that's more toppy. Jump the gap, inverse head and shoulders, potentially a completed descending broadening wedge. I don't necessarily see that. Oh, I see. No, okay, I do see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, but you know, like this is good. Like we're up like 215% after selling down 81%. That's not bad, right? Pretty good. Completed descending. I don't know. I don't want to get into the patterns right now. I mean, this is a good uptrend though. You know what I mean? Yeah, can't do that. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty beautiful, right? So very consistent, very consistent. Pullbacks, probably be seeing pullbacks around $1.03. So that'd be the next opportunity to buy in at $1.03, assuming we don't continue to charge here. Nice pullback. Hold this uptrend. Hold the 200 SMA. Hold the 55 SMA or EMA. That might just doesn't look too bad. And I wish I would have bought on that rumor a while ago now. Blur. See, Blur here looks a little bit more. Blur here looks a little bit more attractive. But you know, again, let's do diligence here. Yeah, Blur looks a lot more attractive because Blur doesn't have many back holders. But I feel where's Blur USDT. No, it's even better. Yeah. Let's just keep it here. Yeah, I mean this looks good. This is strong. Daily, yes, a big sell-off. Nice pops back up. You know, looks like we're breaking up into new highs here. Oh, let's go. New yearly highs on Blur. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, nice double bottom here. Looking a little bit like a W breakout. Yeah, new highs. This is I'd say Blur's breaking out. Their new season started yesterday. Yeah. Blur's got the catalyst. Blur's pumping, guys. This is good. Blur's good. I don't think I can trade. I don't think they have Oh, they do. Trade Blur on Fairdesk, guys. Come copy trade me on Fairdesk. Earn while you sleep. Link in the description. I got you, man. Okay, let's there's one more. I told him I was gonna do it. Oh, Alex81SG asked, Justin, are you doing anything with your pulse chain bags during this pump, or are you just holding to the moon or zero? So I am just holding to the moon or zero. You know, I feel like there's a lot going on pulse chain that I am not paying attention to. Like, I think I might be doing like a couple of things on there, like LPing or some stuff, but like mostly I'm just holding my pulse and pulse X. And you know, moon or zero, like, you know, it's at that point. If anybody has any strategies that they recommend or things that they think, you know, what they're doing, I'm interested to hear what you guys are doing on pulse chain, what you guys are doing with your pulse X, with your pulse. I'm just hodling, you know, the hodling at the moment. What was the other request? Hey, Jordan Stotts, STX, yes, from Yes to Crypto, yes. Let's take a look at the stackers. I'm stacking. Y'all stacking? I've been stacking for a long time. Listen, I bought STX's pre-sale and I'm still holding. All right. So I bought my tokens were about 3 cents a piece. So I bought down here. I bought lower than the chart. Let's go, STX. I absolutely hate money. Yes, I absolutely hate money. No, Alex, I want to do this. I'm gonna do STX, and then I think I'm gonna get off. This is the we had a really cold day Well, it's not like super cold, but like it's been literally like 0 degrees all day long, even when the sun comes out for the last 3 days. And obviously, a lot of places in America and in the continental states are really dealing with this polar vortex cold right now. So again, sympathy and heart goes out to all you guys. Hopefully, you're staying warm out there. But here in Colorado, the last 3 days has been 0, and obviously yesterday was MLK Day, so kid didn't have school, and today is Tuesday, and they decided to cancel school today. So we got to do the stream. I got a little bit of work to do. It's cold. Empty wallets? Nah, man. You stick your hands in there to keep your hands warm. Nice leather wallet. If it's empty, there's plenty of room to put your hands in there. Was it 20? Yeah, F1. You might be right. I could have been talking out my ass. I thought it was 3 cents. It could. Yeah. If it was 25 cents, then you're right. That's what I bought at then. Yeah, I bought that, and I bought Bumper, which I'm still holding. They haven't done nothing. Not a good time to be driving a Tesla. Tyler says, am I the only one who feels like the BTC mud cycle pullback is overdue, and it's the only time in the cycle where an investor would consider closing out to reposition lower before April? Yeah. I mean, I think that's that. I mean, that is the situation a lot of investors are in, right? Like, again, I said this at the beginning of the stream, like typically that's a strategy that hasn't worked out too well for me, timing the market versus just time in the market, right? Like I said, like look at stacks, right? Like I've just been holding this, and patience plays off. Anyways, STX. STX looks good, man. Listen, guys, I think here's the thing. Oh, I've been rogue before. A lot. And that's okay. Being a good trader is not about, oh my God, Alex, let it go, man. Fine, I'll look at RDNT. I'll look at Radiant. I have money on Radiant Capital anyways. Like not a lot, but like I'm just farming. I think I was like to farm their airdrop or something, right? Like I borrowed from their vault and did some loaning and stuff like that. But they already have their token, so no. Why did I deploy capital onto RDNT? Was it to farm like the layer 0 airdrop or the Z? I think it was to farm the ZK airdrop. Yeah, because Radiant Capital was on ZK Sync era. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Sorry. Let's keep it technical, guys. Weekly time frame for block stacks. All right. Obviously, things are good. We feel kind of topped out here technically on our second wave. Obviously, prices could continue, but this is a very powerful attempt to run up and sell off here. And that's pretty decent sell volume. Again, we haven't seen any follow through on that yet so far. So if we can then come up here and start trading above this previous secondary high close, like $1.78, then again, things will be good. But again, look at all this volume coming in here. This is pretty significant. You can just contrast it to the volume that came in here, which indicated kind of a local top and a pullback. Very similar volume pattern coming in here again, especially with this big kind of blow off top looking inverted hammer candle. So this hanging man candle. So again, this time, what happened last time? We get the pullback all the way back, basically just an MA reset. If that happened, then again, we'd be pulling back, but the slightly higher level would be good, maybe like $1.03. But again, this would be the zone to reconsider repurchasing STX. $1.03, 72 cents, somewhere like that. TSI has not curled yet, but its angle has definitely shifted in. OBV on that big sell-off candle is now giving us that kind of reversal signal. We haven't quite crossed underneath the signal line yet. That will happen at this week's close. And RSI is extremely overbought at this point in time. And not only that, but the leading line is just entered into overbought territory, which can often be a very good It acts as a good like filter for RSI. Like, oh, we're overbought. It's time to sell. No. Like we were overbought here. You know what I mean? You don't want to miss out on this. So you just wait, let the lagging line get in there, and then obviously, generally, that's a good signal. I would not be entering an STX right now. If I was just trading, I'd probably be looking to take some profits right now, of course. And then I'd be looking for this pullback. We get this kind of market-wide pullback. Or again, you know, volatility can continue. We can have more convexity to the upside. $1.79. I want to see prices above $1.79, and then we could talk breakout positions. That's the weekly. Daily, again, just dailies. What do you do? Look at this chart. You buy here. Come on, guys. You buy here. STX. All right, bullish trend. Every pullback to the 21 EMA has just been gobbled up. You buy here. Right? That's totally fine. So weekly positional, absolutely not. Daily trend following, yeah, buy it. Yep. Anything interesting on the hourly? No. This is like one of those weird situations where like you want to buy on the daily, but you kind of want to sell on the hourly. So watch the hourly for this breakout of the 200 SMA above $1.67. Otherwise, you know, you short resistance. Yeah, one sec. Boom. And then like immediately as I say that, like we start getting a little bit of movement here. All right, real quick, RDNT, and then I'll answer that question about TSI, and then yeah, RDNT. Okay, yeah, Alex Pearson out here saving lives, man. Oh my God, look at this. RDNT looks even better than Blur. What is going on? We mooning, boys. We going for it. Yeah, RDNT looks great, man. I mean, there's not much to say here, dude. You Blur and RDNT popping off, dude. Let's go. Okay. Put the trading plan together. RDNT and Blur looking super good, guys. Big takeoffs. What are we at? Like up 11%. Okay. And then we had, hold up. We had a question from Yes to Crypto. He says, could you spend 65 seconds, very specific number, explaining TSI? Yeah. So as I said yesterday, as I said yesterday, as we get back into regular streaming, it's very important that what I enjoy doing, or what I do, is I am a systems trader. So I develop objective trading strategies and I execute those mechanically like a robot. And my company, Cracking Cryptocurrency, we are an education company. This is what we do. We teach individuals how to build their own objective technical indicator-based trading strategies. We try to take the guesswork out of trading, and we use objective tools, not discretion. And previously, I have been kind of showcasing how I trade, or how my systems thinking process works, and how you can use technical indicators to make an objective system with a lot of our paid indicators. And I want to make what we do accessible to everybody, whether or not they're in the group. So this year, I'm going to be showcasing these indicators that we can utilize for information. What is the indicator telling us in and of itself? And these are all free and public indicators. But these indicators also come together as a beautiful trading system themselves as well. So TSI is kind of the power horse of this. It's our leading indicator. It's our primary entry indicator. It's our primary confirmation indicator. And we can use it to determine overbought and oversold. So let's just show real quick. I do believe this is the scene. No, let's just get into the half chart. Yeah. So we can use TSI. TSI is a centered oscillator, meaning that it's a 2 lines indicator, but it's not a 2 line system. It can be actually. But it's a centered oscillator, meaning it oscillates around a 0 line. Okay, so this is positive, this is negative. We can sort of extrapolate overbought and oversold thresholds from how far away from the center line these peaks and troughs are. We can confirm strong trends by the leading line crossing above or below the 0 line. That's the primary signal. We can get early trend indications from the leading line crossing underneath or above the lagging line or the signal line. All right. Generally, the way that I use this in practice is just looking for line crosses and then increasing positions on centered oscillator line crosses and paying very close attention to the slopes and where these reversals occur, right? So we can see that there's like this band where reversals tend to occur here. And I bet if we zoom out, there's probably a band where reversals tend to occur here. So I would be watching these areas to look for bump and runs like this, all right? And that would help me exit my position. All right. The way it works is, it's just like most all other technical indicators. It's, basically an exponential moving average, like mangled to death. But it's really, really good. It's really smooth. I think it's too slow on the weekly. Sometimes it works really great. I think it's fantastic on the hourly, and it's pretty good on the daily. But this is one of the if you were to ask me like, what are your top 10 like free indicators to use to build strategies? TSI is top 5. It's so good. All right, that's about all I've got for today, guys. Let's pop over here to the just chatting. Make sure I answered everybody's questions. Sound off, guys. How are we doing today, man? It's heroes are just normal people who act in moments of crisis. Would I call myself a hero? No. I would expect my friends to, though. I think you are a hero, sir. You're the man, dude. What life can you save with the token already pumped? Listen, maybe the person was going to go take all of his money and he was going to give it away to some e-girl. And instead, he's now going to buy a big bag of RDNT, which is immediately going to dump. But Alex already has his big limit sells him. So basically, this guy, instead of going and giving all of his hard-earned money away to some e-girl, is going to give it away to Alex. Which is probably better. So happy times. Tyler thinks it's a cheese coin. I'm gonna eat it. Alex81SG says FOMO breaking it too. Yeah, let's hold on. Let me take a quick peek at that, guys. Just give you guys. We're cooking here. We're cooking. Let's give you guys a live update of the CC holds. Of the CC holds. How we doing? How the CC holds. FOMO. Okay, this is good. You guys can see my average entry price of about 9.7 cents right here. Finally getting some movements here. ST bot. This one came across my radar courtesy of Alex. You guys can see my entry price right here. See where I bought. You guys can see where I sold half and still holding on the other half. LNDX. Listen, yeah, this one, patience. All right, we're good. We Gucci. All right, I did actually buy a little bit here, but then I didn't I was scrambling. I couldn't buy as much as I wanted, so I ended up buying more up here. And it's always nice to buy a top, man. Every once in a while, you can buy a nice top. Layer AI. This one also compliments of Alex, but I've been holding this one for a while now. BookieBot, been swing trading this, kind of back in the buy zone right here, but I'm just gonna wait until we see breaks above $1.28 to buy back into BookieBot. And then yeah, V, this one also courtesy of Mr. Alex. I wish Dex Screener was like bird's eye and showed you your buys on the chart, but yeah, maybe one of these days. But yeah, got into V yesterday. Yes to Crypto says, oh my God. You pronounced trough correctly. Maybe this is the year I subscribe. All right, man. Bob Smith, welcome to the stream, my brother. I think the algorithm changed on YouTube. I've been subscribed to you since you started. It's suddenly now just started noticing that you're live and having videos. Well, thanks, man. Like, I'm glad. Listen, we haven't been as active on here as we want to, and I apologize for that, guys. That's my own personal shortcoming, and I want to do better by you guys. So I got a lot of content I want to make this year, a lot of education, everything's changing with cracking crypto. So we're gonna have a brand new website, new membership experience, new courses. And I'm just glad you guys found your way to me. I think, or check out Caretaker's Reverse TSI. Oh yeah, Caretaker makes great indicators, man. Caretaker's Reverse TSI. Let me. I'm gonna. I don't have time to do it right now, but let me note that down. Caretaker's Reverse TSI. Let me take a gander at that. I'm always in the. Yes, Crypto says, so you analyze meme coins on obscure chains like Base. I'm in love with DJ on Base, but it's new. I heard you can't TA meme coins anyways. I mean, listen. I think that TA is, well, no. Hold on, let's just rephrase that. It's not that TA doesn't work on meme coins. It's just that things happen on meme coins, or things happen on low liquidity coins. Things happen on low volatility coins, low liquidity coins. That is less rare sometimes / not doesn't happen in more liquid markets. It's all about liquidity. More liquid markets. The market participants on meme coins, so degen DeFi traders trade differently than centralized exchange traders. And bots / LPs, market maker type shit. Bots and arbitrage work differently in how it comes across on the tape in AMMs versus centralized order books. So it's just different things. Prices move different, and you got to get used to that. I'm certainly not an expert DEX trader. But yeah, and I guess, I mean, the big takeaway with DEX trading is just in general, like levels that would be very important and likely respected on a higher coin, like, are more ambiguous on a meme coin. But again, you can still use the principles of TA to help guide your decisions. Like, is this coin overvalued? Like, is this, like, should I wait for a pullback? Is this a good pullback? Like, these are all the tools and skills that you're going to get that will refine your trading, refine your entries, versus just going in blind. But yeah, like resistance and support. Yeah, those are less important on like meme coins. Bob Smith asks, what do I think about Swift coin? I don't really have any thoughts. I'm not like super familiar with it either. Let's go check it out. Like, is that Swift swap? Or maybe let me just assume that you did not make a typo and it's just, yeah, SWFTC. I don't know anything about this. All right, we are on the Ethereum chain. We're on BNB chain. We have $20 million FDV, $3 million in trading volume. I mean, you know, just looking at this, and I bet here, let's just pull up the thinger. Do it, man. I mean, I think it's a good day for alts. I said that at the very beginning when I was like, well, Bitcoin looks boring. Looks like we're going to get some altcoin pumps, right? SWFTC. Yeah, I mean, this is looking like Blur and Magic and everything else is just like pumping, right? SWFTC, you know, we got a little bit of like not like an ascending triangle or anything like that. I mean, almost an ascending triangle. This could become an ascending triangle, but this just looks a little bit more like a bull flag / pennant. I mean, obviously it's messier, but watch for these breakdowns right here. If we break down below 1986, we kind of lose momentum, but otherwise, if we can just crab our way up here and break out above 2400, that would be absolutely fantastic. Lose the bullish momentum. I'm kind of not interested anymore though. Yeah, F1 says, nice spikes on SWFT. You can sell those spikes, yeah. Yeah, with like 1 inch, set your limit bids. Alex pointing out that it might be the start of Arbitrum season. Check DeFi Llama bridges chains. See the money moving from Ethereum to Arbitrum this week. Working out with a snowstorm going on outside with Justin as my soundtrack. Takes me back to 2019, 2020. Hey, man. Good times, dude. We're going to get back there. All right. Yeah, so Alex, you're saying we just got a lot of money that's being bridged from ETH to Arbitrum. Oops. Site. Bridge inflows by chain. See the money moving from ETH to our bridge inflows by... Okay, hold on. The way they have this laid out is not good for... Seven-day net flow. Okay, so $237 million has left the Ethereum chain over the last week. Oh, and all like, yeah, okay, so okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. And that a lot of that seems to have flown into Arbitrum. And we've got a 24-hour net flow of $3 million. That's cool. All right. Well, we're bidding up on Arbitrum then, boys. We're going to have to find that on Deck Screener. Deck Screener. All right, guys. Sorry. I know. We're laughing. We're having fun. All the things, but we got to go, guys. We got to do the thing. All right. Quick, obviously, shout outs, shameless plugs, all of the things to keep the show going. Thank you guys so much. Your support means everything. I hope that you found today's stream insightful and valuable. Let me know in the comment section down below if there are things that you would like me to cover in tomorrow's stream, or join us in our Discord and keep the conversation going, even though we're about to conclude the show. We've got a large Discord, a lot of people in there, and come and find someone that you connect with. Obviously the basic things, liking and subscribing helps us out a lot, helps us get the stream out there. If you guys would like to work directly with myself and my team throughout 2024 to grow and build wealth, to learn about the cryptocurrency markets, consider joining the group. We get access to everything that we offer. And you can come copy trade me on Fairdesk if you would like to earn when I earn. Links for all that is down in the description. We will be back tomorrow. I do like this. I do like doing the stream early and just, that way not going, having like the afternoon slug. Plus, like this is when the opportunities are arising, like in the mornings. All right, guys. So thank you guys, everybody who participated, who chatted, who gave insights today. You guys were absolutely amazing. Again, have a great rest of your day. Stay warm, stay warm, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Cheers.